Welcome back to Going Walkabout. Many of you may know the Yucatan, the peninsula jutting off into the Gulf of Mexico, the white sand beaches of Cancun, and the cenotes that dot the peninsula like turquoise blue magnets, drawing us towards an exotic water world. However, the Yucatan is so much more. At one time, Merida, its capital city, was home to more millionaires than any place in the world. In this video, we'll explore Merida, past and present, and you'll see why you should seek out this exotic destination. Stay till the end for our top 3 picks of the most colorful homes of Merida. Adelante! The Mayan people established settlements as early as 1500 BC in the Yucatan area. They were hunter-gatherers who transitioned to agriculture, cultivating crops like maize, beans, and squash. Progressing to building larger cities, which included urban planning. They also had skilled astronomers and a sophisticated writing system. All of this would fall when the Spaniards invaded in the early 1500s, establishing the city of Merida in 1541. Merida, which strategically sat near the coast, became the center for commerce for the Yucatan. The city was planned as all newer cities of the time. Classic grid pattern, which encompassed a cathedral and a zacola, or square, plus the government buildings. Wherever you go in the world, if the Spanish have conquered the area and created a city, they will have used the same blueprint. Merida grew quickly. The main ignition for the explosive growth was a substance not previously known by the conquerors. The substance could make sacks and ropes, which were used globally at the time. This new valuable substance was called henequen. Henequen, the leaves of the plant, which look like agave, can be pulverized until you get this fibrous material. Once the material is dried, it can be spun into rope or cloth to make sturdy sacks or rope. With the advent of henequen, the city of Merida would become a key player on the world stage. The Spanish families, who were large landowners and could grow and process henequen for the global markets, would be the key benefactors to this commerce. There were many large homes built by the elite families, copying the opulence of Spain or France. This was the Gilded Age for the Yucatan from 1870 to 1920, where 90% of the world's sacks and ropes were made in Merida. They exported 178 million pounds of henequen at this time, and at current price adjusted for inflation, this would equal $62 billion. It was at this time that Merida had more millionaires than anywhere else in the world and was the wealthiest city in all of Mexico. This huge sum of money was garnered by only a few families, known by their critics as the Divina Caste or La Casta Divina. They were considered the social, intellectual, and economic power in the region. They were Spanish heritage, born in the new land of the Americas, and were called criollos. They thought of themselves as gente decente, the decent people. They schooled their children in France and imported their home goods from Europe. This era of the millionaires would last until the 1920s, at which time the new synthetics would be used to create things that henequen had once made. Modern-day Merida has the export of henequen to thank for its wonderful Spanish colonial architecture, which is the main draw in exploring the city. The city has 10 main barrios, or neighborhoods. The downtown area is good to focus on first. Here you have the government offices surrounding the zacola, or main plaza, as well as the main church, Catedral de San Ildefonso. One house not to miss on the zacola is the Montejo House. It takes up half a city block. You can also go inside to view the rooms and the plaza within. What I found interesting was the outside edifice. If you look closely, you'll see 2 conquistadors standing on the heads of the Mayan, a strong visual of, to the victor go the spoils. The historic center is good to stroll around and view architecture and take in the daily workday. This city is not a UNESCO site. It is a bustling, lively, real city getting on with the work of life. The buildings and homes create a cheerful display as you stroll around. as color in Mexican culture has played a significant role, both decorative and symbolic. Since pre-Hispanic times, the walls of temples, ceramic artifacts, and utilities used in the home have been painted. The colors are fun and instantly lighten your mood. I believe the colors also help define different properties, as Spanish colonial architecture can be quite boxy and undefined. The local people use color to define their homes against their neighbors. Many blocks are a happy profusion of color. However, while the exteriors of the home can often be quite plain and boxy, they belie an interior that can be quite magical. We'll use our rental home as a visual here. We're in the San Sebastian neighborhood in the southern part of the city. Key architectural components of Spanish colonial homes: firstly, thick walls to guard from the heat. Windows are few and strategically placed to mitigate direct sunlight but allow for ventilation. Most homes will have a main salon as you enter with high ceilings. And take note of the tiling on the floor. Throughout the house, in this Spanish colonial home, there's beautiful old tile, and we have found this to be the case in many of the older homes we've seen. And behind those thick walls, most homes have a courtyard. In this case, a pool was added. In larger homes, the rooms would be surrounding the courtyard area. One of the things we loved is how the homeowner used painting to enhance each of the rooms. It really does make it such a wonderful, magical place to stay. Modern-day Merida is a jewel in the crown of Mexico's beautiful historic cities. There is so much to see. However, you will want to take your time so you don't miss the details. The hidden porticos welcoming you in the shade to have a seat on a hot afternoon. First off, thank you if you've been watching this long. If you've been waiting for the top 3 colorful homes, here they are. At number 3, this is the Pink Palace. The ironwork and the stained glass are beautiful too. At number 2, we have this lemon yellow dream inviting us to step into its refreshing embrace. And lastly, at number 1, this simple home made exotic by the vibrant colors. Merida is waiting for you to come and explore. Once the wealthiest city in Mexico, home to more millionaires than any place in the world, will welcome you with open arms. I hope you've enjoyed the video this week. If you have, a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated, or would love to hear your comments. Better yet, subscribe. We'll have a new video next week. Thanks again, and cheers for now.